Today, it's time to take a look at the second most expensive helmet in Hypixel Skyblock and see if it's really worth the billions of coins. Now, the current most expensive helmet in the game is by far the Clover helmet. At the moment, it's worth anywhere between like 14 to 15, 16, 17 billion coins. It's ridiculous. Those endgame players who want Magic Find, the Clover helmet is of course the helmet to go to. It's not just plus 5 Magic Find, it's plus 5%. Meaning if you have 300 Magic Find, that's an extra 15 Magic Find, which is huge. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the second most expensive helmet in the game, and that will be the 1 billion coin Crown of Avarice. Some people call it the new and improved Warden helmet, but today we're going to see how good it really is and how much better it really is compared to a Warden helmet. Or if it even is better, or if it's even worth it at all. The price tag on this thing at the moment is anywhere between 3 and 3.5 billion coins, just for reference, and the reason for this is because collected coins is 1 billion. If you don't know how this helmet works, its ability Indulgence means that coins you collect from killing mobs are consumed by the helmet, gain plus 0.015 times damage and plus 0.6 magic find for each digit of the coins collected. The reason why this helmet is so expensive is because, well, number one, it's relatively new to the game, and number two, can you imagine how long it's going to take to collect 1 billion coins? 1 billion coins on this helmet. Yeah, this helmet has been in the game for just over 3.5 months. Now, its base stats are, well, actually relatively mid if you completely disregard the ability in the coins collected. It gives you 160 health and 110 defense. Interestingly enough, it's actually craftable by upgrading the Crown of Greed. Of course, the Warden helmet, in that sense, is pretty similar because its base stats are just health and defense too. Now, its ability is what makes it so good. Now, the only massive downside to the Warden helmet is that it halves your speed. This means that if you're wearing a Warden helmet, you're just going to be slow. That's the bottom line. Having said that, for a good Warden helmet, you're going to be paying 300 mil, and for the Crown of Avarice, it's going to be anywhere between 3 and 3.5 billion. So yeah, it's around about 1/10 of the price. But I'm not really going to go too much into that. We're going to do some tests first, and then we may be able to talk about the price a bit more at the end. Before we get into it, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS. It gets yourself 5% off. Subscribe to the channel if you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed. Please make sure to do so. You should join the Discord server. It's linked in the description of this video. We have for slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Okay, you're holding 3 billion coins. Please don't.
Avoid it.
Wait. I mean, in theory, I've paid back half of my debt now. Oh, wait,
yeah,
double
no,
my debt.
This looks goofy. I feel like
yeah, it looks goofy.
The only armor this would look nice in is like gold. Even then, the yellow doesn't match, does it?
No, it doesn't. It looks closer in crimson, but it still looks really goofy. I think they need to reskin this, I'm not gonna lie. The eyes are way too big. Okay, so the idea is that I was gonna hit 10 mobs, so we were gonna take the average damage, and then, yeah, see what the average is, and then compare the Crown of Avarice to the Warden helmet to see what the difference in damage really is. So after the test, we'll have an average damage value for the Warden helmet, the Crown of Avarice, and then we can kind of calculate the percentage change. 5%. So what's the average for what's the average damage for the Warden helmet?
730,778.
Okay, and then the Crown of Avarice. Yeah.
696,292.
And it's about 5% difference. But you're not like going at snail's pace with a Crown of Avarice, so
yeah, and you have extra magic find, but at the same time,
that is true.
It costs you 3 billion coin, whilst a Warden helmet
costs 300 mil at the moment. Oh, it's high at the moment. It's like 300,
okay.
But still, yeah.
Well, the one you have here is a little more expensive, so the skin, but again, that's cosmetic.
Yeah, for a decent one, it's like 300. So it's like 10 times the price for 5% more damage.
Yeah,
and obviously, yeah, we could test something else.
Mob?
We should.
Yeah, on
right.
Yeah, so
okay.
my first calculation is that it's 4.95%
more damage.
better.
Okay.
Yeah. There's somebody already grinding it with a Crown of Avarice, actually.
Oh, is there?
Wait, where are you? I don't know where you are.
Wherever you sent the coordinates, I'm literally like at that far wall.
Okay.
It's onto the Avarice. Let's see. I did not see the first hit.
4.9% better.
So, okay, so what was the average for the Warden helm?
It was 770,726 damage.
Okay, for the Crown of Avarice.
734,000.
So 4.9. You say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about...
It's between 4.9 and 5% by the looks of it from...
Yeah, exactly, because this one is 4.907 and the other one was 4.952.
Hmm.
So you could probably just round and say 5%. Like, honestly, it'd round up to 5% regardless, but...
Yeah.
At
Is
your damage, that means about 30k less per hit.
Mm-hmm. So...
35k.
5% more damage, but basically double the speed and 10 times the price.
5% less damage, but double.
Oh yeah, it's 5. Yeah.
Grand Avarice is worse.
yeah. It works for damage, but I don't know. I guess overall I prefer to have a Crown of Avarice, but I don't know about the price.
Because you get magic fine and stuff.
Yeah. It's not just the damage, but I wonder how much different like a 40 like a 10 mil one would be or something like that. I wonder if like.
Well, you have to test it, but you'd lose on the magic find.
That's true. I guess like what is really, if you get magic find 10, you can get 5 magic find. Borrow helmet is it 5 or 6? I don't know. I don't think obviously the clover helm would be best for magic find. But...
I mean, the only thing that you could go argue, like, what would be interesting is comparing it to actually like a really high level crimson helmet, right? Because the thing with the Crimson Helmet is you can get Magic Find Veteran on it, and it'll probably give more health. So if it, firstly, you'll have Veteran that you can't have on this, and then on top of that, you'd get the same amount of Magic Find. And if a Crimson Helmet is like not that much worse than that, you can get an Infernal Crimson Helmet for like a third of the price, right, or close to a fourth of the price even of what this is.
That's true. That is true. I don't know. Let's see. EHP with Crown of Avarice is 54.3k, and if we change the Warden helmet, obviously it's going to be slightly different because Art of Peace and
there's about a 29 health difference right now between the two helmets in terms of stats.
If we just like check it, let's see, and then EHP with Warden helmet's 55.7. Like there's barely any difference at all. It's like within it's very fine margins. Well, but most of that discrepancy is going to be down to the difference in health, so. It's probably virtually the same.
What's your damage with your Hot Crimson Helmet? If you go punch a mob with it?
Let me put it on. That's actually a pretty interesting question, actually.
Knowing that right now your helmet's reforged on because it's on Renown, so it'll actually be doing quite a bit less as well. Because the other two items...
Yeah. Ancient. Okay, let's try that. So with this Crimson Helmet, I'm doing 654. 654. I could reforge it to Ancient to see what the difference really is.
Yeah, it might be worth, and then also just the fact that it's on hot only.
Yeah.
And it has the ability to get better gemstones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's no gemstone slots in either of the helmets, is there? That's interesting.
There's not. So you're losing out on some strength as well.
Wonder why there's
on the veteran.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if it was Infernal, I'm pretty. It would be very. Surely it'd be very close.
Twice the stats. So like you'd be getting an extra 50 strength. And then 25 crit damage, close to that, basically.
Yeah, okay, so let's see. So I've reforged it to Ancient. Obviously, it's still hot. Let's see. Am I doing so much less damage? What's just happened? What?
Wrong pet? No.
Oh, I don't have... Oh, never mind. I have 1.5 bill not in the bank. That would do it. Okay, let's see. 681. 682.
7 or 8% worse than
the Crown of Avarice.
Yeah, but let's say so. Here, give me a second.
But at the same time, it's literally ridiculously cheaper.
Guessing you don't have perfect Jaspers and anything you could put.
I mean, I could put some in.
Yeah, because you could just sell them. Put them in the helmet just so we see. Because I am intrigued how much, like just for reference, how much of a difference 16 strength does. Because then it'll give us an idea of really getting those extra, 50 strength from the rest of like the helmet upgrades. Say you got it to Inferno and you got that extra like 50 strength, 25 crit damage. How much of a difference it would do?
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
right. Okay, I've got perfect Jaspers on now. Let's give it a try. Let's see. Let's see.
Again, you forgot.
Again, I don't have coins in my bank. That's just at this point. Well, I mean, what else do you expect? 688. 685. I thought it would make a slightly bigger difference than that, in fairness.
688 you got?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, say like, right, so that's with 15 extra strength. So say you add another 30 strength, so two times what we just added. And then crit damage as well. We just added like 6k damage. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what were the tests we did.
Uh-huh.
And we can add that another 4 times, 5 times. So you're adding 30k more. So instead of doing 682, say you're doing 7, something around 7, right? That seems fair.
I think
712, even like 720 potentially.
I think I have a hypothesis. I think the Crown of Avarice is just overpriced. And maybe it's because there's not many 1 billion coin ones at the moment. That's obviously why it's so expensive. Because it's not worth
it's
that.
Also just because it takes forever to grind it.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
So just for reference, say you managed to get it to like Inferno, like a high tier, right?
Yeah.
I think you could easily be doing 20-30k damage more than what you're doing now, based off the fact that we saw that just adding 16 strength increase your damage by 5k, 6k even, right?
Yeah.
So Inferno would increase your stats by, again, another, as I said, 50 strength, 25 crit damage. That's like more than 70 stat points. And here we increased it by, so obviously that math is a little bit flawed, but we could easily say that 30k more.
Yeah.
Going off that, saying you could do 715 instead of 682, that'd be a 2.7% damage difference between Crown of Avarice and like just having a Crimson Helmet. And an Infernal Crimson Helmet is like less than a bill, especially with a God Roll as well, because the God Roll Crimson Helmet is like 100 mil. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
So at that point,
Really
if
quite
you care about
interesting.
Magic Find, the speed, and then you're doing Slayers and stuff, potentially is it really worth spending, another 2-3 bill extra just for one Magic Find and 2% more damage? I don't.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is the question. Honestly, that pretty much sums it up. I think, to be completely honest, at the moment, the Crown of Avarice, the reason why it's so expensive is, of course, number one, there's not really that many knocking around, and number two, it takes an incredible amount of time to level it up. And not level it up, but to collect the coins on the helmet to get to a point where it's maxed. But the price is just ridiculously too high for what it is. It's not a bad helmet, it's a good helmet. Just not worth the price tag at the moment, in my opinion. But I think it was summed up pretty well at the end. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.